You ever felt that electric jolt like the city's heart skipped a beat, a thunderstorm building just beneath the calm surface? When the whispers in the shadows start swelling into a roar, but everyone's holding their breath, pretending nothing's changing, Detroit streets know that tension all too well. We've been here before, standing at the edge of hope and heartbreak, staring down decades of disappointment, and nearly tasting the sweet nectar of victory, only to have it ripped away. But this time, the rumor swirling around the lines isn't just another bluff toss to quiet the restless faithful. It's a seismic shift. Behind closed doors, front offices are buzzing, execs clutching their coffee, scouting boards flickering with a name that's been making waves quietly but relentlessly: Sam Levitt. Yeah, you heard me right. The Michigan State transfer turned Arizona State star, a dual-threat quarterback they're eyeing not next week, not tomorrow, but as the successor to our current savior, Jared Goff. It's the kind of news that sends chills deep into the marrow of every Lions fan who remembers the roller coaster of '91, the soul-crushing losses, the endless rebuilds, and the fights to breathe new life into this team. Levitt's not just a name, not just another draft prospect. He's a potential spark staring down the barrel of a legacy that's long been buried under layers of pain and doubt. Imagine this: a quarterback who can throw with precision, scramble with instinct, who sliced through defenses in the Big 12 like a glimpse of the future 24 touchdowns, a ground game that adds another dimension with nearly 450 rushing yards. And 5 touchdowns. He's a living, breathing gamble soaked in promise. But the question isn't just about talent, it's about timing. Jared Goff gave us hope this season, steadying the ship, leading with poise we've never dared expect. Yet the Lions know every king must eventually face the sunset, and behind his back, the young challenger is waiting. The Lions might select Levitt with a day 2 pick next spring, not to rush, but to incubate. To let Detroit's next great hope grow patiently behind a trusted warrior, learning the ropes without the immediate spotlight, building strength in the shadows. But what does that mean for us? Are we buying time, extending a fragile window of relevance? Or is this the silent signal of a gamble that could blow the lid off everything we thought we knew about the franchise? What if Levitt turns out to be that rare gem, the quarterback who finally breaks the curse, who marries toughness with talent and rewrites the narrative? What if this is the last domino standing between us and a true resurgence, an era of grit and glory that Detroit's been starving for? Yet, beneath the hype hangs a heavy question. Are we ready to trust a rookie with the weight of this city's angst and dreams? Can the fresh blood handle the pressure, the glaring eyes of a fan base that has known too much heartbreak? From the ashes of Cathy and Caldwell, from the shadows of playoffs lost and seasons erased, Detroit's heartbeat grows louder, fueled by the notion that this time, maybe, just maybe, we're preparing for more than hope. We're preparing for revolution. The fuse has been lit, and Levitt's name is the spark that might set Detroit ablaze, tearing through old wounds and lighting a fire so fierce it can't be ignored. And if this move hits, if we hold our breath long enough to see the roar that follows, Detroit won't just be coming back, it'll be coming for blood, for pride, for every single fan who stuck around when all seemed lost. So hit that like if your soul's burning for this city, and make some noise, because when the Lions choose their future, the whole league should tremble. And just remember, when this domino falls, you won't believe what's next waiting in the wings. Enough silence. Roar now or forever be forgotten. This isn't just some passing rumor. It's the roar reverberating deep in Detroit's guts, a storm gathering momentum and screaming for truth. You feel it, right? That gnawing adrenaline, that unrelenting pulse pounding in your chest every time you think about the Lions' future, how we've been kicking the dirt, hoping, waiting for that moment to finally rise. But here's the kicker. Behind the scenes, they're watching Levitt, whispering about him like he's the missing piece, the spark that's been overdue to light up Ford Field. I remember that season 2008, the tears, the heartbreak of watching A franchise die on the field after decades of broken promises, then suddenly rise again, led by Goff, who's been our guiding light through darkness. Through seasons where every victory felt like a blessing and every loss a stab at the heart. Jared Goff's been standing tall, steadily commanding, elbowing past doubt, the kind of quarterback you trust with everything because he's been the compass when our ship was sinking. But the Lions front office is no stranger to cold calculations. They see the window narrowing, the rising tide of doubt swirling around Stefon Diggs, Aaron Rodgers, and the NFC North's relentless beast mode, knowing full well that our division won't wait for us to get our act together. They know the stakes. They understand if they don't act now, they risk losing the fight altogether. Every moment we've watched from the sidelines, we've relived Barry's hurried departure, Calvin's abrupt retirement, the pain of Jim Caldwell's firing, and the endless roller coaster that's been the Lions trying to break free from those ghosts, trying to prove to the world we're more than punchlines. Now, the whispers in the locker room. Yeah, I've heard them about Levitt, that dual-threat dynamo who practically oozes the chaos and composure of an NFL veteran, all wrapped up in a package that's just waiting for the right moment to explode onto the scene. That's given everyone chills. What if this is the moment? What if Detroit finally gets that once-in-a-lifetime quarterback? Someone who can stand toe-to-toe with Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes, who can dance around defenders, who can marry poise with versatility, who can turn heartbreaking seasons into celebrations that echo through the streets. But the question isn't just talent, no. It's blood, grit, and mentality. Can Levitt handle the weight of Detroit's legacy, the pain and hope stitched into every game, every yard gain, every second ticking by? Can he absorb the scars of past failures, the forgotten playoff collapses, the wild-card heartbreaks, Stafford's near miss, and Calvin's silence, and forge a new chapter filled with resilience? Every Lions fan remembers the 0-16 nightmare. How we sat helpless, wondering if this franchise would ever rise from the ashes. We've seen the cautious optimism creep in, the fleeting glimmers of hope like Calvin's breathtaking catches and Stafford's late-game heroism, only to fall back into despair, often betrayed by the same old defenses or one costly mistake. But what if this Levitt kid isn't just a prospect, but that rare spark, something that could finally set Detroit's dormant beast free? And as we stand here, locked in the silence before the storm, I can feel it, the whispers of team insiders who say he's more than just a gunslinger. He's a leader, a fighter, the embodiment of the city's restless spirit. The NFC North is already trembling, Minnesota's skidding. Green Bay's on the ropes, Chicago's teetering on rebuilds, yet Detroit remains steady, quietly waiting, knowing that the moment Levitt steps in, everything changes. The strategy, the patience, the hope, all carefully woven into a gamble that could either lift us higher than ever or plunge us into chaos. Because Detroit's not used to this trusting. In young guns, in rebuilding peacefully without sacrificing future generations for today. But what's more exhilarating than that risk? What's more, Detroit them betting everything on raw talent that could either turn our curse into a blessing or send us tumbling back into the depths of despair? Behind the scenes, every decision, every card played is about rewriting a legacy, about claiming what's ours to rise from the ashes and show everyone that the city that's seen everything finally has a hero who can carry us into the next chapter. So tell me if this is the moment, the turning point that's always felt just beyond reach. What happens when the first snap is taken? Will Levitt's arm ignite a revolution, or will we be left hanging in that eerie silence again, waiting for the next tremor that never comes?